Okay, everybody, it's you and me and you, together again at last. I love this. We need to talk. Several things are going on right now, and we need to cover that. This is my post-market wrap-up on this Tuesday, October 19th, 2021. People, yet another rally on Wall Street. I want to put this into perspective for you real quick before we move forward. The Dow Jones Industrial Average and the S&P 500 right now are an eyelash away from new record highs, about 1%. The NASDAQ about 2% from new record highs. If you recall Sunday when I did my markets a look ahead, I said I would not be surprised to see the market hit new record highs this week. Well, we'll see how this plays out tomorrow because like I said, we're right on the threshold here. I would not be surprised to see this at all. The driver here, people, is more bad economic news. Not only did we hear today yet again that our economy is in deep shape, housing starts crumbling, new home builders, is slowing down here. We got even more bad economic news. I'll cover that in just a little. It doesn't stop, and it won't stop because our economy is contracting, something I've been explaining for quite a while. But the Federal Reserve today, well, we heard from them about what's happening in our economy, and we'll talk about that too in just a little bit. Now, we got Bitcoin today over 64,000. We are, again, an eyelash away from new record highs with regard to Bitcoin. The high for Bitcoin was like 64,800 and change. We're at 64,044 right now. I've been explaining to you all for a long time. During that last drop, I said, buy that dip. Those of you that listen to me, well, you've done very well. There's just no doubt about it. And it's going higher. It's going a lot higher. I think we all know that. Gold and silver today, catching a nice bid. Silver really did well early in the day. It did give back, but we still finished positive here. People, I don't care what happens. There's no price discovery mechanism here. It's all fake. You all know that. So the debt is going to hyperballoon. What do you want to do? You tell me. Those of you that are like, skeptics here with regard to getting into gold and silver or even cryptocurrencies, what do you want to do? What, you want to stay in the dollar? Are you watching what's happening around you? Are you seeing the dollar's purchasing power evaporate before your eyeballs? Or no, this is all eluding you. It's all disappearing. You just can't figure it out, can you? Well, you better get with the program, and you better get with the program soon. Okay, going back to this market. So, like I said, we are so close here to new record highs, and we will get them. There is no doubt in my mind. The dollar was weaker today. 10-year yield higher. People, I want to raise your awareness just a little bit. And I know, look at the comments. Some of these people are like, they're really like a brain dead here. Greg, why do you keep talking about the MMRI? Maybe because it's a really good tool, and maybe you should use it. Well, it's higher. It's over 95 right now. Now, we are in the green, barely, okay? I would not be surprised to see the MMRI get into the moderate risk stage relatively soon. Now, again, this does not mean we're going to start selling our positions, closing long, stuff like that. We're just going to keep our eyes and ears open a little more so than they were before. Right now we have crude oil, people, which is the lifeblood of this market, at $83 a barrel. I'm talking about WTI, okay? If crude continues to stay where it is, and we have the Federal Reserve that's going to continue to buy assets, no matter token taper or not, the market will go higher. It's a very simple mechanism, okay? It will go higher until when? Exactly, until it doesn't. And we don't even worry about it. We don't concern ourselves about hypotheticals, okay? We are trading the market we have, and I mean the market in its entirety, not just the stock market. We're keeping our eyes on everything. We're invested in the right spots. If you've been following this blog, you are hedged. You are hedged. So you really don't even care, for the most part, where this market. I personally don't care. I really don't care. I don't know how to say this. from a perspective of if it's going to hurt me or not, the direction of the market, no. I'm like Teflon here, okay? I'm like the Teflon Don, and so are you. If you've been paying attention to what I've been saying, if you've been allocating funds the way I've been telling you to do, betting against the debt, becoming your own central bank, realizing the debt is in a hyper bubble, being in non-debt units, gold, silver, platinum, palladium, cryptocurrencies, as well as staying in this market too. Maybe betting on crude oil. I mean, my calls on crude oil have been the most accurate that anyone I've heard of. And I'm not tooting my own horn. It's just the truth. I know I'm going to get some naysayers along with that, but tell me who else has got crude nailed the way I have for the longest time. How about Bitcoin? Who nailed that like I have? How about this market? Who has nailed that better than me? Look, again, I am not tooting my own horn, but I work very hard at this to keep you all in the right spots. Look, I consider this a massive responsibility on my part. And I think I've done a darn good job of having your back. And I know you have mine as well. Believe me, I read some of the comments when there's these Greg haters out here. And I see what some of you do. You kind of shred them to pieces. And I greatly do appreciate that. I really do. I don't know why these people don't like me. All I'm trying to do is help them, keeping them on the right side of this market. I mean, what more can they ask for? This is free stuff. You come here and you listen to this stuff, and if it makes sense to you, you know exactly what to do. If it doesn't, I apologize for that. But I'm trying darn hard to get through to everyone so they can stay on the right side of this. So let's move forward here a little bit. I want to talk about some stuff that we got. This is the Federal Reserve today on the economy and the labor market. Quote, the labor market is struggling to recover. That really does require a big, fat, ugly duh. I mean, every single week, people, every week, we get around 300,000 or more people applying for first-time unemployment benefits. Our economy is in free fall. Our economy is contracting. Here's the Federal Reserve again today. Here we go. The U.S. economy, are you ready for this, is on the verge of contraction. You see, they're not admitting that our economy right now is contracting at its fastest pace in history. I've been telling you this for months and months. Now we're hearing from the Federal Reserve itself, the freak show number one, public enemy number one. They're admitting here that the economy is on the verge. We're not contracting, we're on the verge. If they're telling you we're on the verge, you know we're deep into it. And I know that you get it if you've been following this blog. Now, here's another one that I said was happening. This is Bloomberg. Bloomberg is reporting that people are hoarding. They're dumping dollars. Duh. Here's another duh. And when you have surging inflation like this, nobody wants to hold these dollars. They want to get rid of them before they lose more purchasing power. It should be very easy to understand because more than likely, I mean, you and I are sitting here. By the time I finish this video blog, your dollars have now lost even more purchasing power. This inflationary environment is extreme. It's extreme. It's about to get much more extreme. I warned all of you about this from weeks and weeks ago. I told you before the first wave of inflation that we were going to get inflation. Now I'm telling you again, a second wave is hitting us now. It's going to be much larger. Henceforth, why people are dumping dollars. You're going to see retail sales go higher. And they're going to try to spin this, that, oh, this is great. This is a sign that our economy is doing great. Meanwhile, we got the Fed telling us we're on the verge of contraction. No, these are people dumping dollars. They're dumping them. And stores are getting cleaned out because people are dumping their dollars. We've seen this throughout history since time immemorial, people, as far back as you want to go. When people are in a hyper-inflationary environment, they go out as fast as they can to dump those dollars. I'm suggesting you dump your dollars too and get yourself into real things, silver and cryptos and gold, all this kind of stuff. Anyway, let us move forward here. You know what? Let's talk about this. This is, I'm sorry I'm laughing. It's not funny what I'm about to tell you. It's not funny at all, but I'm laughing because I explained to you this would happen. We started to see it a while back, and it's happening more now. So we got an announcement today from Procter Gamble. Procter Gamble is raising its prices across the board on household staples. I'm actually reading this. The reason for this is what they're saying is their costs of materials have risen sharply and their cost for shipping has risen sharply. So what they're doing is, so the upper management and then the CEOs can keep their multi-million dollar per year salaries, of course. All of this is being shoved on you. You understand? No surprise here. And I can tell you this like I told you already. You're going to see more companies doing this. They're going to justify everything because of surging inflation, or they're going to just say, oh, materials costs are rising, shipping costs are rising, so guess what? You're going to pay for it. We're not absorbing it. And that's exactly what they're telling you. They're telling you to shove it is really what they're doing. And unfortunately, they really got us all by the throat. What are you going to do? I guess you can go hoard and start dumping dollars right now before we get more inflation, which is coming. A lot more. So just get ready for it. Now let's talk a little bit more. You're going to love this part. So Goldman Sachs, one of the Wall Street mega super banks, is warning. Are you ready for this? Warning of a sustained economic slowdown and rising inflation. People, are you hearing it? I'm hearing it. I don't know what I'm hearing, but I'm hearing something. You and me have known this, I don't know for how long, but now you and I clearly don't need a Wall Street mega bank to tell us what's blatantly in our face, okay? Please, of course, we are in an economic meltdown. They're telling us a sustained economic slowdown. Why don't they just call it what it is? It's over here. It's over. And debt is the only mechanism here, massively inflating debt, that's keeping everything afloat. At the same time, look at the side effect. Surging inflation, a contracting economy faster than we've ever seen before. But everything is just great. That's what the mainstream is telling us. And our politicians, all of them who work for the Federal Reserve, we do not have any representation here in the United States, and you know that. But they got to keep you brainwashed, mind twisted, mind screwed. That's what they're doing. Now let's talk about this here. So this is Guggenheim Partners with over $300 billion in assets under management. So their chief investment officer is saying another thing that you and I know better than this imbecile. I don't even know the guy. Maybe he's not an imbecile, but this is what he had to say. Okay, markets are addicted to central bank easy money. Really? Huh. I never heard that. Why didn't someone tell me this before? I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm losing it. People, I'm losing it. I need a minute. Okay. All right. I'm back. Back again. Well, let me ask you a question. Seriously. If I end up in a loony bin, will you come visit me? Really, please? Just... if you find me in some padded room wearing a straitjacket, just talk nice to me through the door. I wouldn't come in though, but talk nice to me through the door. Try to bring me back, because people, I'm telling you, this stuff is really getting to me a little bit. Maybe I need a vacation, although I can't do that because I feel an obligation to all of you. When was the last time you heard me take off any real time? I didn't even take off. I didn't even take off at all. I'm here because I want to be here. I'm here because I feel like I'm doing something worthwhile. And I feel like I'm opening some people's eyeballs, reading some of the comments, honestly. But this guy, I don't know. If you believe in a higher power, I could use a few prayers, honestly. Or I'm really going to end up in a freaking padded room. All right, look, anyway, people, look, this guy here loves you a lot, and I mean that. I need you. I really, really do. So get this video out there. Let people hear this stuff. I want to hear from you. And tell me, really, will you come visit me in a padded room if I need you to? Just talk to me through the door. Whisper. Just whisper through the door. Say anything. I don't know. Something. I'm out of here. Love you a lot. See you in the morning.